Alright, we're going to start with project Excel 2B. So in the classroom you're going to find the file that you'll need to open. So if you click on the file name, it'll give you this preview which you can't really do anything with. So we need to click on the three-dot menu on the right hand corner, choose open a new window, and then here we get the option to download. So you'll want to download this file. My internet's running a little, so let me disconnect and then reconnect again. Alright, so you should have a file now in your downloads folder. So now we're going to go to office.com, click on the Excel option on the left, and then you want to choose the option to upload. Find the weekly sales file that you just downloaded. I've downloaded it a couple times. So it's uploading and then it will open. Alright, so now we have our sheet that is opened, and what we're going to focus on in this lesson is how to create and interact with multiple sheets in a workbook. So this entire project is a workbook, but then you can have, within it, you can have multiple sheets. So right now we have sheet 1 and sheet 2. Each of them has a separate set of data in it. So now we're going to, first of all, we're going to rename these so that the sheets make more sense. So right here at the top you can see this is for online sales in our imaginary store. So I'm going to change the name of the tab by, you could do two ways. You can right click the tab title and then choose rename. So we'll use this first method to rename this one online sales. Whoops. And then we're going to rename sheet 2, and I'll just do the other method, which is double click. So if you double click the sheet name, you'll get the rename box to open. We're going to rename this one in store, so in dash store sales. Oops, I forgot the T. Alright, so you can rename them, but you can also add a custom color for the tab. So I'm going to change both of these tab colors. So I'm going to right click the tab, hover over tab color, and then you get some options here to choose from. I'll allow you to just pick one that you like. So we're going to change both tabs to be different colors. Alright, if we're going to focus on online sales for a moment and just look down row A, you can see there's a date recorded on 6/3. This has actually been formatted as a date. So if you click on, you'll see the actual text in there is 6/3/2016. So we could change the format. A date is a specific format, just like accounting or a comma or percent. There is an option in the numbers group for the date. So click on the arrow, and to see the different options we have to click on the last option here for more number formats. This will give us all the different ways that we could format a date. So in this box for type, you have all these different options. We're going to choose the one that is a simple month, day, year, using slashes in between. So I'm going to click on this option here, then click OK. So now it has been formatted with the format that I want it to be. Now we're going to select A19, so reviewed on, and if I wanted to use today's date, I could type it in. There's a quick way to get there. It's a shortcut. I don't expect you to remember this, but Control key, and then semicolon. We'll put in today's date. And you can see that it's been formatted slightly different. This is the default format for a date. So you have the day, or the month, the day, and then the full year 2021. I want these two to match formats. So I'm going to select A16 and then click on the Format Painter button in the clipboard. And then just click on the date, today's date. So I'm going to click on that. And now it's reformatted to match the other date. So now if you scroll to the top, you can see there's two cells that have been formatted before we even open this. It has bold, italic lettering, and it also has a green background. So anytime you want to clear formatting, there's a button for that. So select A1 and then find in the editing groups in the home tab, there's a clear button. We're just going to clear the contents for now. So clearing the contents just removes the text. It's the same thing as clicking the delete key on your keyboard. So I'm going to select A2 and just click the delete button on my keyboard. So that's deleting the contents. The cell formatting itself is still there. So now I want to clear, I'm going to just go ahead and select both cells, and I'm going to clear formats. So we'll clear any formatting of the cells. Alright, moving right along. Alright, now we're going to format some stuff here. So we're going to select, let's see, A4 through A19. So these are the days, whoops, cancel. A4 through A19. So I have a column of data here. I'm going to select, I'm going to have to zoom out so I can select multiple cells here. Let me just go ahead and click on the first one, hold the shift key down, select the last one. So A4 through A19. I'm going to right click and choose copy from the menu. And if we go on to the in-store sales tab, you can see that there's no content there. A4 through A19 is empty. So I want to paste this in. So I'm going to right click cell A4 and then choose the first option in the paste options to simply paste the text in there. Alright, now we're going to add some formatting, and normally at this point I would select both of the tabs. Actually, let's go back to online sales. You can see that we're still in copy mode. To get out of that, you just simply press the escape key. So normally I would select multiple tabs so that I can generate content that is the same on both sheets. So normally I would hold the shift key down and be able to select multiple sheets at a time, or if I right click, it would usually have the option to select all sheets. I don't have that option because this is the online version. So we're going to have to edit these individually. So we're going to now add our title, which we're just going to make the same as online sales. So just do online sales as our title. We're going to format that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on A1 and drag over through A1 through G1. So A through G. We're going to merge and center our title on there, and then we're going to apply the cell style of title. Now in A2, we're going to just type in week of May 24. I'm going to go ahead and merge and center this as well. So A2 through G2, merge and center. Then I'm going to apply heading 1 style. Now I'm going to select columns A through G, so the actual letters at the top. I'm going to click on the letter A and then drag across. Select A through G, and we're going to change multiple column widths by just choosing one, just anywhere in between any 2 letters. Whoops, I have to do that again. So in between any 2 letters, you're going to click when you get the arrow symbol, and then drag to the right. We're going to set this to 85 pixels. So adjust the size of all the columns at the same time. Now in E4, we're going to add a column title here. Total rows sales. Then we're going to tab over to the next cell and we're going to type rows supply sales. Then we're going to tab over to G4 and type in total sales. Press enter to accept that. Now select the range A4 through G4. These are our column headers here. Oops. Oh no. For some reason my computer's glitching a lot right now. There we go. We're going to format this, so we're going to apply the cell style heading 3, and then we're going to center and middle align. So this is center and that's middle align. So we're centering it left to right and top to bottom. Then we're going to choose to wrap the text. So if the text doesn't fit on one line, it's going to shift the text down and start a new line of text. Alright, now we're going to apply all of this formatting to our in-store sales sheet. So I'm going to switch over to that. We're going to change the title. So as I do this, you can just follow along here. We're going to merge and center and apply title to the top row. And then merge and center, apply heading 1 style. And then I need the titles for our columns, which are total rows sales, and then rows supply sales, and then total sales. Then I want to select that row of text. We're going to center and then wrap the text and apply heading 3 style. Then I forgot to change the width of the columns, so we're selecting A through G. Between any of the letters, you're going to change the width to 85 pixels. If I can get there, 86 is close enough. Alright, now we're ready to put some data into our columns here. So we're going to go to F5 and we're going to type in, just for the sake of time, I'm going to allow you to just type in 4 whole digits and then a decimal, and then 2 more digits. So you make up your own number. So 4 whole digits. So I'm doing 2, 3, 5, 4, and then a decimal, and then 2 other digits. You just make it up. So 4 whole digits, a decimal, and then 2 more digits. So once you get that column filled in for F, we're going to go to the other tab and do the same thing for the rows supply sales. I'm just making up random numbers. Alright, so we got all the numbers filled in. So now we're going to do some formulas. First thing we're going to do is find out the total rose sales. So we have 3 different kinds of roses: climbing roses, patio roses, tea roses. So I want to total all those different varieties together. So we're simply going to be auto-summing. So I'm going to click on E5, click on the AutoSum button. It's going to sum the range B5 through D5. Press Enter to accept that. Now I can copy that formula down the column through the days of the week. Right now we're going to sum these two together. So we have total rose sales, and then we have rose supply sales. So between the rose sales and the supply sales, we're going to get the total sales. So we need to sum these two numbers together. So in G5, I'm going to start a formula with equals. And then I'm going to click on E5 to select that as one of the numbers. Then I want to sum that, so I'm going to do plus symbol. And then click on F5, and then Enter to accept the formula. So now I have a total sum of those two values. I'm going to go ahead and copy that down the row. Sorry, my computer keeps glitching out a little bit. Alright, so now I've got that. I'm going to add a total row at the bottom. So just type in total. And then I want to sum all of these columns and have the totals end up in the row 12. So I could do these individually, but there's a quicker way to do it. If I select B5 through G12, so I'm including all of the column data and the empty cell where I want the totals to go. I'm going to press the AutoSum button, and it's going to sum all those columns in one step. So now I need to do all of these calculations in the other tab. So I'm in the online sales sheet. I'm going to now switch to the in-store sales. So the first thing we need to do is sum, AutoSum across the row. So I'm going to click AutoSum, press Enter to accept the formula, copy this down the row, the column. Then I need to create a formula in G5. So press equals, click on E5 and then the plus symbol, then click on F5, then press enter to accept that formula. We're just summing those two values. Now I can copy this formula down the rest of the column. Now I'm adding a total row at the bottom here. Oops. Total. And then I'm going to select B5 through G12. And then click on AutoSum to get the sum of all of the columns there. Alright, so I've completed my data. And we normally would format all of this to make it look better with accounting format and the comma format and all that good stuff. But you already know how to do that, so I'm going to skip that for now. We're going to add a sheet. So next to your in-store sales tab, there's a little plus symbol. I'm going to click on that to start a new blank sheet. This is going to be our summary sheet, so I'm going to double click to change the name to summary. Click OK, and then assign whatever color you want to that new sheet tab. So I'm going to right click it and then choose a color of my liking here. Let's do orange. Alright, so we're going to now add some text content. So before I do that, let's go ahead and increase the size of the columns. I'm going to select A through E and then change the column width by clicking anywhere in between two letters and changing the width to 110 pixels. There we go. Okay, now we're going to type in A1. Let me zoom in some here. We're going to type in sales of rose plants and rose supplies. And then we're going to use the same subtitle of week of May 24. Now I'm going to go ahead and merge and center across A through E. Apply the title format. Then going to select A2 through E2. Format that with heading 1. Whoops. Cell style, and then merge and center. We're going to skip row 3, so row 3 right now is empty. I mean, yeah, skip the first one, so A3, we're going to skip that. And we're going to go to B4. So there will be a blank row. 3 is blank. We're going to type in this cell roses / rose supplies, then tab over rose sales, then rose supply sales, then an E for total. Go ahead and do some formatting here so you can see this. So that was heading 3. And then we applied text wrap and middle align and center. So now we're going to fill in our column or our row headings here. So in A5, we're going to type in online sales. Then in A6, we're going to type in in-store sales. Now we're going to fill in our summary sheet by referring to our other sheets. So for online sales, row 5 is all about online sales. So first we're going to select C5. We're going to click on the online sales. Actually, first we need to start a formula. So in C, we're going to type equals, and we're going to refer to another cell in a different sheet. So I'm going to now go to the online sales sheet tab. Let me go back to see what we're looking for. We're looking for rows sales. So I'm going to online sales, look at the total rows sales, and get the total in the column below. So you should see that it's selected. You have a marching ants around it. And then we're going to press enter to accept that. Now if I click on C5, you can see in the formula bar here, there's a formula that equals, in quotation marks, online sales, then exclamation point, E12. So that formula refers to a cell in a different sheet. And if the figures in that sheet changed, this summary sheet would update and display the current number. So that's our goal. So we have the rows sales for online sales. Let's get the rows supply sales number. So I'm going to click on D5, press the equals key to start a formula. Now I'm going to be referencing the online sales tab. This time I'm looking for the rows supply sales and the total. So I'm going to click on F12 and press enter to accept that. So now I have these two, and I want to put the total here, so I'm just going to AutoSum the two together. Press enter. So I've done that for the online sales row. I'm going to repeat those steps for the in-store sales. So I'm going to click on C6, press equals to start a formula, then refer to the in-store sales tab, grab the total row sales, press enter. Then I'm going to go to the row supply sales, which is D6, press equals. Then go to the in-store sales tab again and grab the supply sales total. Press enter. And then I'm going to sum those two numbers together. Now in the actual book lesson, this column here is for what's called Sparklines, which we don't have the ability to do. So let me go ahead and see if there's a different way we can do this. I think we can. Let's try to do something different. All right. Okay, so what we can do is copy this number. That's not referring to it, is it? So let's go ahead and copy these two numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and hold the shift key down and select both. And then we're going to right click, choose copy. And then I'm going to go ahead and paste them right into here. that may sound weird. Oh, that's not going to work. So what I need is the, let's undo that. Let's escape, undo. So let's type, that's not going to work either. Let's just refer to these numbers. So this is going to be equals, and then this, press enter. And then we're going to do the same thing for B6, do equals, and then refer to this number here. And what I want is a visual representation of comparison. So I'm going to select both of them and do conditional formatting, and let's do some data bars. So you can see visually which one is larger. And that was the goal here. With Sparklines, it's similar, but it's like a bar graph. So that's the end of this lesson. Once you're done, make sure that you click on that share button so that you can share your document with me to turn it in. Oh yeah, the last thing, I forgot. You want to include your name here. So at the beginning, before weekly, actually you want the 2B. So before that, you would do your name. There we go. So turn that in and you're done.